One of the strangest things about healing is that it doesn't just create distance between you and your pain, but sometimes it creates distance between you and the people who were comfortable with the version of you that was hurting. Somebody in this reading expected a connection to stay exactly the same while someone else was healing. The other person was learning what it feels like to be left behind. Okay. So we're going to see exactly what it is Spirit wants to bring out in this reading. Okay. Welcome in collective. Thank you so much for being here. New subscribers, new viewers. I hope that everybody is doing well, feeling well. We're going to get into this energy and see exactly what it is Spirit wants you to know. Okay. I'm picking up in this energy. Um, this feels like someone in the collective, you may have been with someone or in a connection for a good while, a long time. This feels like a relationship that had reached its point of maturation. This doesn't feel like a new connection. It can be, take it how it reverberates, okay? But it feels like there was a lot of time put in with an individual and you begin to heal, okay? You begin to heal. Now, um, this kind of reminds me of like someone finding their colors again. Okay, maybe you were living a life that felt you felt a little bit numb towards. Maybe this was a connection that you were holding on to, and the other individual was holding on to you because of the familiarity, because of the years and the amount of time put together with each other. But both of you, or at least one of you, and it could be you in the collective, but put yourself where you belong. You had already kind of resigned from the connection itself, right? The relationship felt a little dull, maybe, had gone maybe black and white. All right. And maybe you had kind of lost some of your vibrance in this connection. And as you begin to heal, you kind of begin to recover your colors, right? You begin to restore your vibrance and your frequency. And so this doesn't feel malicious right now for me. It feels more like a change took place in someone's life and the other person did not change. And so there was a need for maybe to walk away from something that no longer fit in your life or a connection that no longer found place. Okay, we're going to get into this energy and see exactly what Spirit wants someone to know. All right, Spirit, tell us some more about this energy here. Somebody is also celebrating, right? Like there's this weird paradox and you may be mirroring somebody here because whoever you are that walked away or that restored or recovered your vibrance, your frequency, it feels like you're elated to be in this new energy and to be out of that muted, dull energy. Okay. But the other person may feel a bit abandoned. Um, they may not have been prepared. So they feel unprepared. They may even feel a little bit caught off guard by the changes that have taken place in you. Okay. Let's see here. Tell us more, Spirit. Give us the collective's energy. We have bees. We have bees. Okay. Hard working person. Somebody has definitely been putting in the work to heal. All right. To heal. So you've been busy with healing. You've been busy with elevating yourself, okay? With growth. You could have been the provider in this relationship as well. We have Space Ranger. Let me see if I can fix that focus because that is going to annoy me. Um, that's better. That's better. You have Space Ranger. Okay. It feels like this could be someone in your energy collective. This could be the way you are seeing someone, the individual maybe that you walked away from. Okay. You see them as a good person. And that's what I mean. I don't feel like this was a connection that was um like there was toxicity or maliciousness or people, someone mishandling or mistreating you. But it does feel like it was just a connection that needed to be let go and released for some reason, and spirit will probably give us that reason here. Progress, right? So this feels like your energy collective, but also you could be the person who is dealing with feeling left behind in a connection, okay? But progress, there's a sense of renewal. There's a sense of someone maybe being afraid to move on. Someone in the connection was afraid to let go. It feels like a connection that was two people in a relationship, and it was for the purpose of the fact that the relationship had history, but the relating in the relationship was long over, if that makes sense. Like it had been already over, but you just hadn't let each other go. Who I'm speaking to is someone who made some sort of changes. Okay. This person sees you as their shoulder to lean on. This person sees you as um a part of their life in a way, life sustaining. Maybe they were used to having you there. Okay. Now, you are seeing that there are promising times ahead because you've been making progress in your healing. All right. You've been making progress. Something was very unstable about the connection. It was a connection that you felt like you needed to let go of. You're wanting to let go of the past. You're wanting to move into your future, right? With higher hopes, okay? Going towards better energy for yourself. I don't know, but I'm picking up that this could be a couple that are maybe, 20 years in a relationship, 20 plus. You could be a little bit older, maybe 50 and above, okay, in age, but you don't have to be. But it feels like I'm talking to a couple who is mature age wise, and this is a relationship that had already moved into its mature phase. Okay. Someone definitely has been healing. Okay. Finding your power. All right. um this is giving feminine energy. You could be the feminine energy that is standing in your own power now. This could be you calling your power back after being connected in a relationship that maybe where you felt a little bit powerless. Okay. Protection. There's this energy of protection coming out here. Clarify hardworking person spirit. Someone is also blossoming in a way. Now, this could be a child to parent dynamic. Okay. So you could be a little bit younger. This could be your parent, or you don't have to be young because, dynamics with parents and children can last well until you a fully grown adult. And it's like you have a parent that feels like they have to, like a helicopter parent. And you're well in your 30s, 40s, and they're still kind of hovering. You know what I mean? But this feels like someone is blossoming in a beautiful way. Okay, blossoming in a way that allows you to stand in your own energy and your own vibration. We have jealousy here. The feeling of wanting what someone else has, being angry at someone because they are better off than you, not wishing you well, wandering eye. This could also be a sibling, an older sibling for someone, okay, who is just always trying to remind you that you the baby. All right. But this maybe stirring up some jealousy. Okay. Because maybe you are establishing boundaries now. Maybe you are demanding to be seen for the adult that you are. You're kind of you're in a better situation, you're in a better energy, you're in a better frequency. Okay, and you're also coming into your own, whatever that means for somebody, because I'm looking at the woman in the in the background, okay, and then the woman in the foreground, and the difference in their energy. You know, she looks in the background very corporate, very prim, very proper, and maybe you were expected to be this way as well, okay, but you found your own thing here. Okay. The woman in the foreground is like, I ain't wearing that muted brown you got on. I got on my black. I got on my tattoos, honey. I got on my eyeliner. This is what I do. I'm a rocker girl. So maybe you came from a traditional home, all right? A home that an upbringing that, you know, you definitely stand out as different. You definitely stand out as different, and you may be okay with this now. You're okay with this. You have a higher energy, a higher vibration, okay? You're more of a risk taker, a thrill seeker, while someone in your life or someone you were in a relationship with may not be that way. And so there's this need for them to feel like they want to come in and rescue you from stuff. But I feel like somebody is progressing at finding their own space and maybe saying, listen, I, I mean, I appreciate it, but I don't really need all of that, because ultimately the protection is starting to feel, as I look at these cars, the protection is starting to feel like an engagement. You're trying to mute my vibrancy. You know, I'm a vibrant, colorful being, and you're trying to keep me black and white. Okay, you're trying to mute me here. This could be definitely family. Okay, someone you grew up with, someone in your family, parents, siblings, something of that nature. Shelter from the storm, safe place, rest, recovery, a place you feel in control, property, and domain. So someone could have wanted you to maybe not leave from a particular energy or leave from a particular environment. Okay, you know where home is what I'm hearing spirit say. You know where home is, but home is not a prison. It feels like someone may, and I'm using this metaphorically, but it feels like there's someone in your life metaphorically that was trying to put you essentially on house arrest. Okay, without the little ankle monitor. They were monitoring your every moves. They maybe were trying to control your comings and goings, trying to keep you here, you know, it at the same vibration as themselves. Clarify bicycle. Now there's progress here. We have bed, intimate, cheating, resentful, slumber, personal connection, deep personal connection, polyamorous, big family, co-sleeping. Okay, so this take it how it reverberates, collective. Okay, it's going to be different for everybody. But if the message reverberates, then you'll understand what spirit is trying to get across. It feels like this is someone that you could have been a romantic relationship, could be family, could be again siblings, someone you've spent a lot of time with, um and it feels like they wanted to keep you close to them. Now I don't know if someone feels like because you are progressing, because you are experiencing this sense of renewal, this period of restoration, that um I don't know, essentially it feels like somebody may feel betrayed here. They may be wondering what you're doing, who you're doing it with. We have cup, who you're offering your cup to. So this could be romantic. Doesn't have to be though, because you do have some siblings who are nosy like that, because they again think that it's coming from protection. It seems to be coming possibly even from some jealousy here. Okay. Now this could also be a childhood friend, somebody you've been in friendship with for a very long time. All right. That could be the case as well. They want to know who you're spending time with. Someone wants to know who you collective are spending time with. Clarify umbrella. I'm telling you, sit, just rest, ponder, think, sad, looking back, reminisce, sitting in stubbornness. Now this touched the it landed on the cup, so I'm going to put it there. This person is giving a lot of thought to your relationships. Sheesh. Okay. It feels like they are holding on to this energy of it feeling like you don't care about them because you have established some sort of clear boundaries. You're celebrating something here. Your femininity, and I mean that not in like feminine attributes or characteristics. I mean you going after what pleases you. You being okay if you get rained on a little bit. Like, you standing in your own power. Slippery situation. This feels like somebody's very overly protective of you in a way that you had to kind of say you might want to step back a little bit. Tell me more. Kate. Blue. Depression, sadness, water, intuition, open spaces, inspiration. You're following your own inspiration. And that's what I mean by recovering your femininity, standing in your power, male or female, okay? You're discovering your own inspiration. You're celebrating the things that inspire you. You're pursuing the things that inspire you. You're having fun. Goddamn. Okay? You're having fun. Somebody may feel like you're showing off as well. Okay, I'm picking up an undertone of this is not about protection. This really is about them wanting to mute you, and I don't just mean orally. I mean your vibration. Muted colors, okay? And so instead of you being like a neon yellow, you like a Easter yellow, Easter egg yellow. You know what I'm saying? Instead of you being a neon pink, you're like, ashy pink. I don't know if that's a shade, but that's the color I'm seeing in my mind right now. Okay. You're like soft colors. You're muted, but you're not vibrating at a vibrancy that is there for you because someone wants to keep you muted. It is starting to feel a little bit like control, wanting to keep you in the same energy as them because they don't have anything maybe that inspires them. It could be jealousy here. Hammer, building relationships, friendships, and connecting. So this could be new friendships, new connections, new relationships that are now coming in towards you. All right, that you are now finding and discovering based on the connections you're making as you are pursuing what inspires you. What is this police energy? Somebody's trying to police your healing, police your life, police your energy, keeping an eye on you, being on the lookout for you. Huh. What is this police energy here? Travel, camel, travel, journey. They're trying to police your journey. This is I'm talking to somebody who is dealing with an energy and another person that you've been in a connection with that is trying to police your whole life journey. Okay? And I don't know why they feel a sense of duty is what I'm picking up. Duty. I don't know if you were raised by a cop. Like you got a parent that was on the police force, and so they come home with that same energy. They raised you with that same energy. You're an adult now, and they're still showing up in that same energy of trying to police over you, like a sense of duty. I always want to give some jewels and say something and I always have something to say. And it's like, let me just enjoy my life. Okay, I got you. I'm gonna be safe, but let me just enjoy my life because this feels like exaggeration here. It feels like someone is dealing with another person who is trying to use. I'm trying to protect you as a disguise for I'm trying to control you. We have teal here, okay? Receptive and clear, clarity of thought, great communication, know thyself. See, that's what I mean. This is somebody that always got something to say, and you're finding yourself basically saying, I got you loud and clear, right? I hear you, but let me learn who I am. Let me discover myself. Let me express myself. Like back up. You know what I mean? Back up. We got this friend card coming out here again. This could be a friendship that you have had to a connection, whether it's a friendship, whether it's family ship, whether it's a past lover relationship type situation. It feels like this relationship is done. Okay. Or someone feels like you're throwing away their friendship, or you've thrown away their friendship that you had with them. Let's see here. Tell us more, Spirit. Tell us more. But it kind of feels like you had no choice. Okay. You had no choice. This is a connection that you may have outgrown. The more you discover the truth about yourself, the more you get comfortable in your own skin. Okay. The more you expansion, healing yourself from feeling misplaced, displaced, maybe feeling lost at one time. You're healing from that. And so your energy feels very exuberant. Your energy feels very elated, maybe even happy if you have recently relocated and left home, moved out of a co-roommating situation with a close friend who was in this energy. Or maybe you have left your parents' home just recently, because I know I do have quite a few, you know what I'm saying, nieces and nephews that watch the channel as well. So this could be you, and you are ecstatic, okay, to be out from under that roof because somebody was just doing too much. You're very grateful for the progress that you have made. And you're very grateful, I feel like, for this person as well, because with this Space Ranger, it does feel like you know this person. They think they're doing it out of the love for you. And maybe they have always been there for you. Maybe they have always come in and helped you when you needed it. But it was becoming, it was stifling, is what I'm hearing Spirit say. It was stifling. It was muting you out. Hmm. Tell us more, Spirit. That's too many. I can't hold all these cards. Let me put that back. I tried. I can't hold all them cards. Tell us more. Confession. All right. Now this landed on the row with progress, bed, cup, and the sitting, and the just sitting. Somebody's thinking. Someone is about to confess their true feelings for you. Okay. Let me put that over here. What is this? And maybe this is why this is coming up, because, or maybe this is again them wondering who you are developing feelings for, who is giving you your flowers now, who is celebrating you, who is wanting to be in your life, who you are laying down with at night. Okay, whose cup are you accepting, and who are you giving your cup to? But what is this confession? Pretending to be fine. You may appear strong outwardly while feeling vulnerable. Give me one more, because this could be an expectation. Double crossed. Okay, so this may be this individual wanting to come in and confess to you that they do feel a sense of betrayal, that they do feel a sense of being left behind. They're trying to be fine with your new way of being. They're trying to be okay with your healing. They're trying to be okay with you going out and venturing out, making new friends, exploring new romantic connections, you exploring your life. They're trying to be okay with that. They've been pretending to be okay with that, but there's something inside of them that does feel double crossed. But I still feel like this is rooted in jealousy. Okay. This is rooted in somebody, if not jealousy, it's insecurity. They don't have or possess the same security that you have within yourself. You know what I'm saying? And so it feels a little bit codependent. It feels clingy. Now this person may come and try to communicate that I was trying to be okay with it, but I feel like you don't want to be around me anymore. And I'm not trying to be facetious. That this person could be dealing with some energies of feeling humiliated, even. All right, because they're misreading they're misreading what's going on with you. Tell us more, Spirit. Boundaries respected. hmm They're trying to respect your boundaries. They've been respecting your boundaries. What about it? Shared experiences and past life echoes. They really want things to go back to the way it was, whatever that means for you. Okay. Um, you've changed. For you, you've changed in a beautiful way. You've grown, you've come out of that muted energy, right? You feel very happy with the changes and who you are becoming, because this is the better version of you thus far, right? In comparison to that muted feeling, that you that was held back by this other person's energy. This could be a trauma bond, a relationship that was forged out of a trauma bond, whether you knew it or not. But as you begin to heal, maybe you begin to realize that that's what this is. And it's not that you don't like this person, don't love this person. This is the moment where you realize that I've outgrown, not necessarily the person, but I've outgrown the relationship. Okay, because we don't all heal at the same time. I think we addressed that in another reading a week or so ago. We don't heal at the same time. Okay, this person wants things to go back. They've been respecting your boundaries, but they definitely want things to go back to the way they were, which means for you, that means they want you to go back to a muted version of yourself. That ain't the way this work, okay? It's not really the way this work, but um we have drifting apart here. The connection between you and someone is fading. Mm. The real story, someone in the collective knows where this person's energy is coming from. I feel like you know that it really is not about you, right? You're moving on from some sort of mind games. I feel like this could be manipulation. This could be them wanting to control your thoughts, control how you see your life, how you approach your life. Okay. So you're moving on from that because you do know the real story. All right. The real story is this person, out of jealousy, out of control, out of insecurity, is not wanting to allow you the space to grow, to blossom. Okay. I'm seeing cock blocking here. So you may feel like this person just wants to kind of block you. I don't know if it's blocking you from cock or not. And, take the word cock however you want to. I don't know. You might have a bird sanctuary for all I know. But what I'm saying is, um, they're trying to block you from something. All right. We have two-faced here. Okay. So it feels like there's been some in the past. There was maybe some ups and downs in the connection, friendship, um, familyship, whatever the case may be. There maybe have been some ups and downs. Maybe this person, maybe the connection was, I don't know, like we're besties, but there's these moments where they show up jealous, or they show up in an energy to where it's like I don't know if they're really riding with me, or whether like they're really on my side or not. Like, but nevertheless, I've been knowing them for X amount of years, so it's like this is just the way she is. This is just the way bro is. Like, I don't know, but it feels like the past, the way you were in the past, they wanted to go back to that. Tell us more, Spirit. Hidden truth. Facts haven't been fully revealed. There's something, I feel like this is them not seeing something about themselves. You could also be experiencing some things and enjoying some aspect of your life that you haven't really been talking about. You haven't been letting at least this person see. It's complicated, more complex than it seems. I feel like this is a truth that they haven't come into yet, or they haven't been willing to look at. Why they hold on so tightly, why they feel the need to police you, control you, or at least attempt to. Clarify, it's complicated. Silent treatment. Unexpressed feelings of dissatisfaction are simmering beneath the surface. Tell us more. So somebody has been holding silent resentment, ulterior motives. And this is landing on the road with the police. And so I think somebody's motives is to control you here. Is to and see how all of these cards are like dull. And that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm picking up energetically. It's like they want you in this dull energy, this rainy day energy, okay? This rainy day energy every day, no matter whether the sun is shining outside, no matter whether you got good stuff going on in your life, they want you in that rainy day energy. I feel like somebody's motives, and so you are protecting yourself. You are putting up a little bit of a shield here when it comes to this individual, and this may be why they are, they're picking up your boundaries. They are respecting your boundaries. Maybe they misread some things about you in the past. Okay. Um, hmm. Tell us more. Misread the signs, car drama. Repo nightmares, always asking for a ride, too broke to fix it. I don't know if you were having financial issues at one point, and so you may have been dependent on this person, or maybe they just misjudged a particular phase of your life where it looked like you were depressed, or it looked like you were sad, or it looked like you were having hardship. Maybe it looked like to this person that you weren't going to get into a place where you're doing better for yourself. You're feeling better about your life. I feel like who I'm speaking to in the collective, you have absolutely put in the work with yourself, with whatever your goals, ambitions are, and you have gotten into a better place. Now, this person wants to say, oh, you threw away the connection. Take it how it reverberates. It's a weird energy for me, but that's what I'm picking up, y'all. Now they're holding a grudge. Now it's like, well, are you holding a grudge because I'm protecting my space, I'm putting up my boundaries, or are you holding a grudge because I've overcome these challenges? And so I don't need you to run in and rescue me from nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm good now. I've actually learned how to stand on my own 2 feet. Somebody may definitely be watching you online if you are posting things, posting new adventures, posting people that you're hanging out with, posting, going to the concert, or, trying a new restaurant or whatever. You know what I mean? This person is watching you, and they're holding this grudge. This person is upset with your happiness, but they absolutely want to come in and make an offer, or they already did. I feel like if they already did, then you picked up on that really quickly. You know something, even though they may not know that you can see their intentions. Okay? And we have dodging bullets. You're dodging something. You're dodging something with this person trying to come back in because you're moving in silence. You're moving in silence as it relates to this relationship, but I don't feel like you're moving in silence as it relates to your life. When you're experiencing good things, you're sharing possibly, or maybe you're not. Maybe you're not, because they definitely over here trying to figure out what you got going on. They definitely want the real story, right? They want to know who you're involved with. They want to know, if you are in a new connection with somebody. They want to know who you're dating, who you're hanging out with, what you're doing next. So maybe you're not, but they are stalking you, it seems like, online. Okay. Maybe hiding behind a fake page. Silent understanding. This is something somebody's watching you, trying to keep tabs on you, trying to police you. This is ultimately a spiritual hater, because this version of yourself that you have stepped into is a direct reflection of the growth that you've experienced. Okay, so let's see here. Give the collective who reverberates with this message, spirit, some affirmation here. Some affirmation. Rooted in composure. You remain coherent when others lose their footing. The ability to stay calm within chaos is a quiet power that makes you a natural problem solver. You think rationally when it matters the most, finding paths around dead ends. It is time to stop undervaluing your steady mind and cool demeanor. It is a leadership trait, a survival skill, and a gift to those around you. So you're remaining very composed and very grounded. I don't know if somebody thinking that you wilding out or that you just acting out or whatever, but you're very grounded here. Okay, as you begin to grow, as you begin to, I'm feeling a sense of like you're growing deeper roots in your own authenticity. Okay, more expansive. Hope floats. You expected more, believed in better, and now the sting of disappointment has you questioning it all. But don't let broken trust shatter your spirit. Not everyone will rise to meet you, but that doesn't mean no one will. Hold your standards, but don't harden your heart. The right connections will honor both. Keep believing. The ones who truly see you are still on their way. So as you're expanding, you are definitely finding your soul tribe, or you're going to. Okay. So spirit wants somebody to know to keep expanding, keep growing in your authentic self, keep rooting yourself in your truth, because um you're going to eventually come across individuals who are like-minded, who hold that same vibration. Okay, if you haven't already, you're definitely meeting new people here, new collaborations. Spirit wants someone to continue to hold on to the beautiful parts of your life. Yeah, you've gone through some things. Maybe somebody expected you to stay there, right there on the floor in the corner weeping and wallowing, but that's not the case here. Okay. So even if somebody wants to try to pull you back in an old frequency in a past timeline, you've shifted, you've grown, you're on a new timeline now. Okay. Tell us more, spirit. Tap in. You're definitely tapped in. You're tapping into your intuition. Intuition doesn't vanish, it waits. Even when silenced, buried, or dismissed, instinct lingers beneath the noise. It's not broken, just buried from being ignored. A voice that's grown quiet after years of being second guessed. Rebuild the bridge with small acts of trust. Shift the question from what if I'm wrong to what if I'm right. Your inner work, your inner knowing is still there waiting for you to notice. And this feels like to me why you had to allow the distance, okay? Why you had to let the drifting apart be a part of the story when it comes to you and this individual, because this was about somebody finding their own self realization. This is about someone branching out, building community around things that mean something to you, that matter to you, things that you want to experience in life. And maybe at one time, this connection that you were in, maybe it was in alignment. But as you begin to grow, as you begin to recover your hope, your knowing, your faith, right? As you begin to move into that full energy in the tarot deck, you had to tap into your intuition and go the direction that you felt led to go down. So this feels like a relationship that has naturally drifted apart, and I feel like you are honoring that. Even if someone does not want you to do that, you're honoring the way that the divine is leading you and guiding you. Okay, and that's allowing you to recover your sense of the vibrancy of life, right? You're seeing that every day is not a damn rainy day. When the sun is out and the birds are chirping, you're able to appreciate. You appreciate the rainy days, but you also appreciate the sunshine, the beautiful aspects about your life Not your life with them, but your life as it is on your own. And this is why this connection, you had to walk away. Okay. All right, collective, this has been the message. Let me know in the comments how it resonated for you all, okay? Leave me a comment, let me know, all right? Thank you to all of my returning subscribers, Soul Tribe. Thank you for being here and spending a little bit more time with your girl. I appreciate all of the support, okay? If anyone is in need of a personal reading, the information, my link is in the description. It'll take you to my website where you can book. When you go to the website, scroll down to the middle of the page, you'll see a two-step process. If you do both of those steps, it will ensure that you get your reading back in a timely fashion. Please take notice of the time frame, okay? Keep that in mind as well. But definitely book your reading if you are in need of one, okay? All right, fam, new viewers, make sure you subscribe, okay? Come on over here and join the tribe. All right? Turn on your notification bell. We would love to have you. Okay, so you'll know when I'm back with another message for you. Click that notification bell. Okay, like, share, hype it up if you have one to spare, fam. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.